Morning folks, I had a day off yesterday. I did the bike ride with my mates for the first time in 3 weeks. It was a lovely morning. Maybe a good far, about 16 miles from me there and back. Along the River Wandle, part of the River Wandle, the odd diversion, cuppa at Merton Abbey, the lovely cafe there, the Watermill Cafe, and we ride back. But since we were a little bit out of condition, especially at our age, it was rather tiring. At the end, and I just sat in the armchair watching TV or dozing in the afternoon. Right, just a bit of an acknowledgement. Glenn, thank you very much for the hake, the new Romance and hake, because the other ones are just shedding hairs all over the place. But they last a fair while, and Glenn has done this before, so I do appreciate it. Glenn lives in Hawaii, and he contacts Jackson's of London to send me a large hake. So I'm absolutely delighted with that. A nice Christmas present. So once again, thanks very much. Right, okay, I saw a demonstration, some of you might have seen on YouTube. I can't remember the surname, it was Sergio. He was demonstrating silver foil, silver paper. I don't think my wife would have been too pleased if I'd nicked hers for coming up to Christmas Day and the cooking of the bird, to find that I'd used it. So I just primed a 3mm piece of MDF. My nose is a bit chilly up here, and I've just poured some PVA glue over the primer to get a flow going, and as it dries, I just used a knife just to make all these edges, so replicating what you can do with the paper, the tin foil. So I used to do this years ago, and I sold several of them, twice the size of this, with the lines, and people like them. It's creating a piece of art, but whether it's got any real true merit or value, it's not for me to say. But the sun is very low, so I'm not going to shut the window. So what we're going to do is just grab some bit of paint, bit of red, maybe a bit of yellow, and just paint over it. And we're going to change this as we go. So just get it all over. You can use the tissue paper to dab out. Oh, so a bit of ultramarine in there now. The ultramarine's a bit jellified. No, I don't think I like that. Well, you never know. We're just painting this, and we'll stop when we think it looks okay. We won't know what it is. It doesn't mean anything. It's just me painting and creating some sort of something that look nice in a frame, maybe. I've got a frame for it actually. So I'm just mixing a bit of the cadmium yellow deep with a bit of this vermilion. The vermilion, plenty of water. I'm going to go back to watercolours, I think, after I've done one or two of these, or one of these. Might change the brush. This was a bit small. I've got a large one. I've got this large Winton short, flat, bright. Paid quite a bit of money for that, but I never used it. So let's use it on this acrylic. Now, being acrylic, this will dry reasonably quick. Let's get a bit lighter yellow in there. The idea is to get a diffusion of colour by dabbing, adding, subtracting. A couple of hairs coming out of that. Sorry about the wobble on the whole table. They're nice, this. Right. Red. Let's have a bit of cabin red in there with that. And it's just Alright, so now we do need some other colours there. We're just using primaries. Right, I'll put that in the pot. Get some tissue. Screw it up in your hand, and then just get a sort of texture going. Maybe it's that's wobbling. Quite messy on your fingers. I've got paint under my nails so it just won't come out. It's just another way of, I don't want to use that in the acrylic. Get the brush back. I cut up quite a bit of the cloth yesterday. Just clean the brush. I really could do with a month off of this because my neck is really getting painful. It's just this in one position all the time, and you strain and you get a crick in your neck. I'm going to have to go and see an osteopath. Oi. Okay, now what now? Let's get some blue red in there. So a bit blue red. Probably I should leave a bit of time between the coats of paint to let it dry, but I've always painted a la prima, in one go to finish. Try and create something you can put on your wall. Most people I suppose say, well, what's that? That's not painting. Well, it is painting. Sort of thing you probably could see in the prehistoric caves. Get a bit of light in there. bit of white. Right, let's use this cloth. It might be more powerful than that. So. Well, Christmas is upon us again. Now, what I used to do was all this, dry it and then go over it with oil and then wipe out the oil. That was quite a good idea, actually. I'm thinking, nah, I don't. But because the oil would just look, it was just. This would just take the paint off of the high spots. Alright, okay, no, we'll carry on with this. Let's put out some more yellow. Quite a bit of burnt sienna, I suppose. I only put out as much as I can use. I don't have great big blobs because it just gets wasted. Bits of toweling have stuck. Ah, there we've got some light coming in. The sun is not very, well, it's bright at the moment, but right, no, we haven't got much light in here at all. But the camera should adjust to that. Right, cabin bed, got those cabin bed. And some yellow. Let's try this primary yellow. I can't say anything intelligent about this. It's what it is. There's more white in there. We just keep going until you like what you've done, or don't, as the case may be. Right, let's get my bit of tissue. I lost it. Look, you see what's happening there? It's just taking off the surface and revealing what's underneath a little bit, not a lot. Energetic, isn't it? Right, squeeze out some more, what do you want? No, not really, just yellow and red is quite adequate. Clean the brush. Put some white out. Use this cheaper white. Having fun. Oh, Jackson Pollock got away with it, didn't he? It's not something you can sort of put a name to, abstract. You either like it or you don't. But over the years, I've sort of moved in a sort of abstract expressionism. I think that's the word for it. Sort of a cloudy effect now. Let's get this overall. Right, let's start going around this. Right, so shoot. So I keep not just working away at this until it sort of pleases me. I've got no great taste. It's not very dramatic, is it? But I think the silver foil would have been more appropriate, but that's for another day, I think. All I can say is that it's good fun. Oh, I forgot to drink my tea again. Whole tea. Yeah. Oh, let's put that in a frame and see what it looks like. And it's just a way of painting. It's what's under there? Scissors. Right, so bear with me while I do this. Take it off the old tape. Now this will only take a few minutes to dry. I'll put it in the frame anyway. If it hasn't expanded. Right, okay, so there we are. Who knows which way up this should be. Let's move the board. Well, it's fun, but you can take this anywhere you like. This has just been a few minutes. You can keep building on it, but I didn't get as much texture on here as I'd hoped. It was a bit of a slow process with the plaster of Paris mixed with the paint, or the sort of glue. Anyway, that wouldn't go amiss in the Tate Modern, would it? Sort of red Andromeda. Well, that's a good title, isn't it? But anyway, I'm going to do a more traditional watercolour now. Thanks for watching, folks. Bye bye. Morning, folks. Well, we'll call this part 2. So I'm going to edit the 2 video. Well, you know this now because I've done it, but I thought I'd finished with this one, but when I looked at it, it wasn't, because the bits of plaster that I've managed to get into a sort of a knife edge, they're not as big as I'd hoped. And if you remember, I did see a demonstration by Sergio or something or other on doing this sort of thing on silver foil, kitchen foil, and sticking it to the MDF or whatever he was using, and then crimped it a bit, and they become the high spots, and then when he dried it, and they just painted on what I've done here, but his were much more pronounced than me. So I'm going to go back to to an old technique that I used to use. Excuse me, LCOPD. I used to do much bigger ones than this, probably twice that size. This is it's 18 by 12. I'm just using this because I've got a frame for it. And I used to mix in texture paste, acrylic texture paste from Spectacryl. Was it Spectacryl? You used to make their own paints. What they did here, it wasn't so far away from here, actually. Spectrum paints, and I get some paste out, and I would just dash it about the boards and so on until something happened, and then I'd leave it to dry. And I think I was just doing them in acrylic. Then I would go over with what I'm going to do now. I'm going to use oil paints. So we've got cadmium red, ultramarine, some viridian, and some yellow, some cadmium yellow, and we'll see what we can do, because I'm going to put it on quite loose, and I'm going to take it off the cloth, and we'll see what happens to it. So I'll get the water, get rid of the water, in case I dip my brush in it. Right, here we go. This is a brush that Alan Owen sent to me, or one of many. Right, okay, so dip in the bit of liquid and a bit of oil, bit of olive oil, and we go over with a bit of this, bit of Viridian. A bit of red. Get it all nice and wet. That's a good compliment to the red. I'm going to work fast at this because I don't want it to go tacky before I get the paint on. The red and the green makes a lovely rich colour. So I'll have to edit this. Got lovely deep purples. Quite change hands. Hold on, and then we can start to wipe away. If it doesn't work the first time, we'll go over it again. Bit of orange. So it's just a way of painting that I used to do a long time before I got into YouTube. But I would do these. I had a friend, well, he was my brother's best man, many years ago, Rich Price. Some of you may have heard of him. He used to sell abstract, semi-abstract paintings down in Kensington, on the railings at Hyde Park. There was a lot of artists would get together and sell their work. But I think that because nothing else to do on a Sunday then, but maybe they go elsewhere, Green Park or something. I'm trying to think of the road, Bayswater Road, that's right, Bayswater Road. This goes from sort of from Oxford Street down all the way down to Hammersmith, I think, if I remember rightly. God, I do enjoy this. And he'd be there with his rain or shine on a Sunday morning. We'd go up and have a chat with him. We were at school with him. An old school friend, well, he's a year younger than me. He was my brother's best man, or my sister's best man. was years ago, and he was very successful. He changed his name a couple of times, Tunnicliffe, but his real name was Richard Price. A very, very gifted artist, but modern. And he sold a lot of stuff to the Arabs, funny enough, because they sort of congregated around Bayswater. But there's something for us to do on a drive up, and there weren't the parking restrictions there are now. Right, okay, so let's fold this bit of cloth into a bit of a pad, and then we'll just go over it. It catches the high spots. Then you can see whether it needs quite a bit more red. Needs to be lightened, doesn't it? Okay. Lightened we will do. But it's completely changed it now. But when these are sort of lines, plaster lines, were uncovered, it just really gave a great effect. But this isn't a great effect yet. But it's the red and the green I think I want. It's all good fun. It's trying to make something attractive rather than representational. Right, okay, get the green, get the white. I do like mixing viridian with white. Gives a very sort of luminous colour, almost like emerald. Oh, I could put a yellow in, why not? Right, let's try again. You need to collect your tailing from sympathetic friends because you'll use a lot of it. And this is just a way in. If you like to have a go at this, you can make your own thing up. But you'll be surprised, I sold several of these in a gallery in London. Whenever people say, well, you know, it's abstract rubbish. But it wasn't. And that was in the Sunshine Gallery in Hayes Galleria, which is gone now. The Hayes Galleria is still there. It's where HMS Belfast, their old Second World War battleship, is moored now, and Hayes Galleria, it's lovely. Oh, let's see what happens. It's not a very nice day today. It's after what we had last week, it's a great improvement, but it's about 11 degrees, and it's a bit rainy. Right, now that's coming on a bit, isn't it? Oh, it's just starting to take away the paint on the strokes of the plaster. Right, let's get some. Let's see if we can sort of lighten that even more. Bit of light, bit of red, and a bit of pink. And away we go again. I can hear you saying, where's the paint? Put a bit of oil on it. There, got my oil down the bottom there. Right, I'm more pleased about that than I was. Oh, let's go a bit of orange. Can be a bit of a messy process. Just brighten up. I called this Galactic, but I haven't published the first part, so we're going to get part 1 and 2. Together. Right, I'll put that in a frame, back in its frame. Oh, hands aren't very dirty or soiled. Take this off. MDF makes a great throwaway palettes. And you could just scrape the paint off, back to the wood again, and anyway, let's just stick it up here. I'm glad you like the snow scene I did yesterday. I might do another one later. I've got the morning. Right, okay. That's when my hands get a bit soiled. Right, I'll put a couple of pins in that just to hold it in, to fall out. Well, and I'll put another two in. This is quite long, picture of 18 inches. I'll put one in the bottom, otherwise it gets shallow around it. It pulls away from the rebate. Oh, there we are. That's let's just get that there. Let's see if we can get it. This frame's going to get a little bit battered. I paid a lot of money for this years ago. Paid up through the nose, no doubt. Right, I can't really take the camera much higher than that. Well, maybe I'll put it this way. Let's go this. Right, do it that way, because oh, there we are. Look. It's not as bright in the centre as it looks in real life, but I just wonder if I can pull the camera back a bit. Well, let's put it down here. That's a bit better, I think. So there we are, Galactic. Loads of colour, loads of paint on there, loads of plaster, glue, all sorts. Not as much as I would have liked. Let's just take that off. I've got an idea I used to sort of go over with a bit of white spirit as well, but oh, anyway, I'm going to leave that. It's not bad. See what you think. It's another way of painting. If you get stuck and you don't know what to paint, do something like this. That's what I do. And I end up enjoying repainting again. Now I'll follow this hopefully with a, well, I get a cup of tea, with a another snow scene, which are very topical. Right, okay, well anyway, I hope you enjoy that, folks. I'll put it back. And I'll see you later. I'll get this uploading, or editing, and then I'll load it up to YouTube in one video, but part two. Bye for now.